Yo my people, this Andy from Astar here. Today I'll be teaching you guys how to stretch out your fades to get like a blurry effect. Always disinfect your clippers guys, by the way, before you start any kind of trim. Today in the chair we got Marshall, my boy Marsh. He's my colleague. He's got a date tonight, so we need to get him fresh. Quick disclaimer guys, I'm sorry if the camera is blurry. I'm still trying to work on this YouTube stuff, but I'll pattern it soon, I promise. Anyway, my boy Marsh got that Asian type hair texture. It's like straight and pointy, very flat hair. So it can be unforgiving at times if you're not cutting evenly or if you're just making mistakes in your work. It will show a lot more in this type of hair texture. Now I'm starting my first bald line. I don't recommend starting this way though, with the trimmer. I'd rather just go in with a clipper or at least turn the trimmer upside down, because this just leaves a harsh line. So if you're a beginner or if you're still learning, don't do this. It will make you take like twice as long with fading. Even though you shouldn't start like this, I do find it very satisfying. Just because it's one drag and you pull all the hair underneath, like so clean. So here I'm gonna start off lever open. I don't always do this, but 90% of the time I do. It's just because his hair's already quite short, so we're allowed to do this. But if their hair's a lot longer, you should always start with a bigger guard. Right, so next I slapped on a number 1 and I'm just stretching it out a bit higher with a 1. But I'm gonna clear up the bulk above it with a 3 and a 2 after. I just went up with a 1 just so I can get a little idea. But you want to go with the bigger guards first. In general, you should always start with the bigger guards, fade down and then fade into the shorter hair. That's how you make your life the easiest in barbering. In doing a fade in any kind of work you're doing when it comes to cutting hair. Fade it down and then fade into it. All I'm doing right now is I'm just debulking with the 3, then I'm gonna fade down into it with the 2, close the 2, get a 1.5 long, just literally fading down the guards. Just whatever guards you have, use them to fade down, and then after you fade it down, fade into it from below. Leave the last line until last. That is the best way to do a skin fade. I sped it up slightly here because all I'm doing is I'm just going all around the head with a 2, going all around the head with a 3, going all around the head with a 1.5, and then I'll show you guys what I do after with the number 1, because the 1.5 guard, if you didn't know, doesn't fully take out the line that you set in with the 2. Like, you need the actual number 1 guard, if you didn't know. So here's me using the number 1 after we used the 2 and the 3 and the 1.5. We're just gonna connect the number 1 line that we started to the 1.5, 2, 3, all the guards above it. And you do that by flicking it out, because if you just dig into it, like, you're just gonna create another line and it'll be short. But if you finesse your way, flick your wrist, just do what you gotta do to finesse your way into the darker areas. So I'm currently about halfway through this fade now. I'm done taking out the 3rd line. So there's 2 lines left, the 0.5 line and the bold line. And we'll get on to the next line. We'll take that using the half guard. This guard, guys, is very important. If you're not using this, then you're probably doing compressed fades. And it's 2024 guys, we can't be doing compressed fades. If your barber's giving you compressed fades guys, get a new one. You need a nice stretched out fade, blurry. So yeah, we're just gonna use the 0.5 guard for the second last line. I'm gonna close it halfway right now. That usually works for me. As you can see, it even sets a line. I set a line by accident. But look, if you just open it, it just gets rid of it easily. So this guard is a lifesaver guys. Always use this guard. Next thing I want to show you guys is the thinning shears. These, you gotta be careful with these. Don't chop into it so much. You kind of want to glide over the shape of the hair, and this will just get any hairs that are like sticking out, any hairs that are just, it will just basically makes it smooth. It's like spreading butter over toast. That's the only way I can explain it. You don't want to be like digging into it, creating lines. You just want to like just edge over the fade. That sounded mad, but just, you know what I mean. I'm just going slightly over it. Also guys, I'm really sorry again. It's very blurry, but you can still kind of see what I'm doing. We're now finally at the last line. Here, just go clipper closed and follow the line and play with the lever a bit. I'm here using my gammas. These have got a fade blade on it, so it's very good at taking out that bottom line. Gets very close to the skin. So yeah, it just makes life very easy. It's also very zero gapped. Almost too zero gapped actually. So you know, it just also helps with taking out that last line, especially because I started the trimmer. But this isn't really like rocket science. You guys can literally see what I'm doing. I'm just detailing as I go along, taking out any darker areas. And as you can see, we're pretty much done with the fade. Next up, I'm going to come in with my shaver, just remove that stubble so it can be a real skin fade. And just be careful with it, don't go too high. You know, you might create a line in the fade. If you do, it's not that deep, just take the trimmer. Like, even after I do it, I take the trimmer and I do it for all my haircuts. I go above the shaver line with the trimmer, because that's how you take it out. Here I'm just using the thinning shears to do some last minute detailing. I'm not fully done detailing. I do come back to it later on when I'm done with the shape up, because you don't see everything all at once. Sometimes you get like tunnel vision. You've been looking at the same spot for like 10 minutes now, like you can't see everything. So when you turn the chair around and when you look at the mirror, you see other things. So yeah. But here's one side anyway, after we're done with the process. It's not 100% there, but it's still stretched out. The fade is smooth, it goes all the way to the top. It's not just like a compressed little line. You can't be doing those. Here I'm just prepping Marshall for the shape up. He asked me to cut his fringe down a bit, so I did that with a 3. And then I'm just going to go straight across from one side to the other side. You can see that he's had a shape up recently because he gets trims like every week, but I'm still going to shape him up anyways. You just want to go straight across and get any of the overhanging hairs. Make sure it's straight. Check in the mirror, check from the outside, check everywhere. I did finish him off with some color enhancements. He did ask for it. Don't ever use it if the client says, nah, I don't like it. Like, never, ever. Because I can't lie, it can look tacky, especially if you put too much. Like, it just looks really fake. I low-key put a bit too much on Marshall today, but it's alright. Because he does like it dark anyway. Because he's got really light hair. Here I'm just going to finish off the shape up with a blade. You've got to do this for every shape up that you do, because it makes the shape up last longer and it gets extra sharp, and it only takes a couple seconds, so you have to do it. Next up, I'm just going to style his hair. I'm going to use the Finny sea salt spray. It's the best stuff in the game. It smells nice, like very nice. It works great because it has a bit of hold and it curls your hair up a bit because it's sea salt spray. So that's going to help us give Marshall waves, because that's the style he's going for, what, fake waves. So I'm just going to spread it evenly through his hair, and then I'm going to create like a fake wave with the comb, doing like a zigzag pattern, because we're turning him from Asian to light skin. Cool, so that's pretty much the final result. As you can see, he's got waves now, he's got a fresh skin fade, enhancements. You know what I mean? He's looking like he can take your girl. even though he's Asian. Oh man, look at that fade. This is what you need, guys. Stretched out, blurry fade. Smooth. Bro, he's taking anyone's goal with that kind of fade. Trust me. Don't want Marshall chatting to your chick. Believe that. Anyway, thank you if you made it this far into the video. Please drop a like, subscribe, comment down below whatever you want. And yeah, I'll see you lot in the next video.